All right, what is up, everyone? Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I haven't really posted anything in the last couple of days. I had an issue with my channel. I'm still very new at this. I think I mentioned that before, so it was kind of something to do with algorithms. I'm still trying to figure that out. But anyway, so today and this morning, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning here. Well, about 10, I'm sorry. Anyway, what I want to touch on was my last video for fitness for retirees, and I got a lot of good views on that. So I just want to thank everyone for that. I really appreciate the views and everything that you took the time out of your day to watch. And out of that, I got a suggestion that maybe I should do a part 2 and a part 3. So I thought that was a good idea. So that's what I'll probably be doing in the next couple of days. Today will be a part 2, and then part 3 will be in the gym. I've already gotten permission at any time to shoot some content. I'm just trying to find a good day to get in there without being in anybody's way. So I really struggle with that. I really don't want to get in anybody's way shooting content. But so today we'll be talking about 4 things that will help you as you move along as you're getting older. So first off, I want to say that and this just recently came out, and I read a lot about physical fitness. Like that's just my thing. But it recently just came out that only 1% of the world's population is considered to be in shape. That's that's kind of wild to me. It's like 1% of all the people. I don't know exactly how many people are on the planet, but only 1% of us being in shape. That's crazy. That's crazy. So that being said, we're going to talk about 4 things that seniors should be concerned with, and that's hand strength, leg strength, muscle mass, and bone density. So you remember, think about those things as you're trying to get back in shape. It really will help you. So we'll talk about hand strength and leg strength. So with the hand strength, if you're walking and you fall, and the natural instinct is to reach out and grab something to stabilize yourself, right? But if you don't have the hand strength to hold yourself up, then you're going to fall and you're going to get hurt. And we don't want that. We don't want to get hurt. And the same thing applies to leg strength, right? We want to be able to walk up the stairs, walk down the stairs comfortably, or maybe pick something up heavy. You want to be able to have the leg strength and hand strength to do that. So you should really probably try to concentrate on improving those 2 things. And so we'll talk about one other thing I'll bring up is bone density. Once again, it goes back to if you're not working out, you're not taking care of yourself, your bones are going to thin out. And to counter that, you want to add or try to incorporate some heavy weightlifting. And I'm always going to advocate weightlifting because there's so many benefits. No matter what your age, there's so many benefits to using weights in your fitness program. So anyway, if you want to improve your bone density, you want to lift heavy. I'm not saying get out there and be all crazy like you're a weightlifter or anything like that, but you do want to try to go as heavy as you can, as comfortably as you can. So you want to pick a weight that you can control comfortably, and you always want to use smooth, controlled actions. You move the weight up and move the weight down. So when you're out there picking up weight, just make sure you can control the weight. You don't want to go too heavy, and you don't want to go too light. So number 4 would be muscle mass. So if you're really underweight as you get older, sometimes you lose your appetite. But if you're underweight, then you're going to be really frail, right? And that's another thing we don't want. We don't want to be frail. So try to put on some weight. Try to put on some muscle mass. At any age, you can put on muscle mass. That's probably going to have to work a little harder at it at our age, but it's really going to benefit you, in the long run. So, try to think about improving your diet. I'm almost 7 years old, and I just put on 6 pounds over the last month. So I was really happy with that. I'm always, I'm screwed up in the head. I'm always trying to get bigger. It's just in my head. It's something I just do. Always striving to look better and get bigger. But we do want to, keep some weight on. So you do want to, try to eat a little bit more, take a lot more protein in, and have some good meals. Maybe 3 good meals throughout the day, space them apart, and try to keep your weight on. So one more thing, I read this a couple years ago, and it really stuck in my head. And I want to tell everybody about that. I want you to really think about this as, being older. If you're 60 to 65 years old and you fall down, and God forbid you break your leg or your hip, you have a 25% chance of being dead within that following year. And that's a terrible thing to think about. 25%, that's not a very good statistic. So, yeah, what happens is it starts a domino effect, right? You break your hip and then something else goes wrong. It's pretty much like working on your car. You change something. You're having a problem in your car, and you fix one thing, and then that leads to another thing, and so you're spending all this money, trying to chase the problems. Same thing applies, to your health. So you really, really don't want to fall and hurt yourself. That's the number one killer of people our age, is being, falling down and getting hurt. So that's why I'm always striving to, get out there and work out, try to take better care of yourself. It's really, really going to help you as you get older. So once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I really appreciate the suggestion about doing a part 2 and a part 3. So we'll be doing a part 3 shortly here. Like I said before, I'm trying to find a good time to shoot content. I don't want to get in anybody's way. So we'll kind of end that there today. So hopefully you got some good information on it, which really, really should think about the things that I just told you. Those are actual facts, scientific facts. I really try to, and I really strive to get really good, honest information out there. I just don't watch somebody on YouTube or online, giving out some random information. I really try to use science and experienced lifters and vloggers, fitness influencers to get my information. I don't try to rely on one or the other. I try to use both. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today. I really appreciate the time to look at my channel. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.